Ooh. Hello everybody, welcome to Illustrator Jones once again. Yes, it's another episode of Drawing with Illustrator Jones. Not necessarily a scribble sketch, this one, no. I did try, but then this thing came into me head and I just had to get it on some paper. So, see what I'm going to draw, see if you can guess what I'm going to draw. I'll give you a clue. It's an underwater scene. I think it was inspired by the last video we did. So, yeah. You're going to, well, I hope you're going to enjoy this one. If you do enjoy it, leave a like and a comment. And please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And let's get drawing. Come on. That was very dramatic, wasn't it? Sorry. Oh! I knew I shouldn't have let him get on the screen. Look what happens. It just goes to pot, doesn't it? Everything goes to... I don't know. Please forgive him, raving lunatic. Anyway, I began to draw this. Not this one. I did a scribble sketch, and it kept on turning into a shark. So I thought I had to get it out of my system. I had to draw an underwater scene, but I didn't want to draw a shark again because I drew one last time, didn't I? You know, I don't want to do it again. Don't want to repeat myself. You know, to get rather tedious. Anyway, so I came up with another idea. Now, well, you'll know by this. Well, no, you won't, will you? No. Oh, yes, you will. It'll be on the title, won't it? Of course it will. It's the Kraken. Release the Kraken. Do you remember that? What was that from? Oh, that was in Clash of the Titans, wasn't it? Do you remember? I remember going to the cinema when I was a kid. I don't know. How old was I then? About 10, maybe. 11, possibly. I don't know. And it was the very last Ray Harryhausen monster film that he did. He didn't do any after that. And it was the Clash of the Titans. I remember going to the cinema to see that, you know, and I thought it was great with all the stop motion. The Kraken was alright. It was okay, the Kraken, in that. When I was a kid, it was great. Yeah, smashing, you know, brilliant. But when I saw the new one, the one with, is it Liam Neeson in it? I think so. And when that one came out, when that Kraken, release the Kraken, it was massive. It was fantastic, that was. The only thing is, it was so big. How deep was the bay outside that town? Because this thing unfolded itself, you know, and it must have been about a mile high. Anyway, I did enjoy the new ones. I thought they were great, those two movies. Yeah, for once, you know, they were alright, those. The new Clash of the Titans. Wasn't that impressed with Medusa in the first one. Because in the Ray Harryhausen one, I remember seeing that. And that... you remember that thing with the rattlesnake tail? And it used to go on... It scared the living daylights out of me. I was a kid. I remember I was sweating when I was watching that scene. It was so tense. And when I was a kid, yeah, I thought it was brilliant. Smashing movie, that. Yeah. And if you notice in the new one, there was a little metal robot owl for some reason in the original Clash of the Titans, and there's a little scene, and you see him on the side of on a shelf. This little metal owl. It's like a little cameo. I think it was to try and... It was like... They wanted to be like Star Wars, didn't they? With R2-D2 and C-3PO. So they decided... Oh, it's you know, Swords and Sandals movie. And we'll stick a robot owl in it. What? What? What were they thinking? How can you stick a robot owl in it? Anyway, I'm going on about movies again, and I'm sorry. I should be talking about the drawing. Anyway, here's the Kraken.
I knew I wanted Seamus Gumshoe swimming away from it, so I put him in his scuba gear. I had no idea what the monster was going to look like, so I just started with a big circle, and then I drew a huge big gob. For you over the water, that gob means mouth. We don't know if you know, but you might already know that. Yeah, I drew a huge big gob with loads of big horrible teeth, and it does show you how you can make something out of a shape, a simple shape. It doesn't necessarily have to be a scribble. You know, you could scribble a circle down. There you go, and then stick some eyes on it, and just go from there. Don't worry about, you know, oh, I can't draw, or yeah, you can, and you'll have good fun doing it. And you know, you'll be amazed what comes out of it. But how is everybody, by the way? I hope you're all okay. I hope you're doing all right. The weather here is appalling. It's really, really cold. It's pigging freezing. Oh, and it snowed a bit today. Yeah, for the first bit, that's the first bit of snow we've seen. We don't very often see snow over here in Wales. I very rarely see a lot of snow at all. Maybe a flurry now and again. Oh, he's inking, look. He's inking already. So I was quite happy with the Kraken. Now I've spelled Kraken K-R-A-K-E-N. Don't know if that's right, but anyway. Don't suppose it matters really. The Kraken. Yeah, I did like Harryhausen movies. I thought he was very, very clever. Now I did a big mistake here, inking it up. His shoulder, as it comes down on the left hand side, I drew the barrel of the what are they called? The canister, the air oxygen canister. A bit too, see that? A bit too low. He didn't look like he's got no back, no shoulders. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I do something to it later anyway. But yeah, I was quite chuffed with this one. This would make a nice poster, I think, and a picture for a T-shirt, wouldn't it? I think so. I hope so. But how is everybody then? Are you drawing? Are you having a go? Yeah? Are you enjoying it? That's the thing. Is it making you, you know, is it fun? That's as long as it's fun. That's all that matters. You're having a laugh. You know, and you're watching these daft drawings just to give you some inspiration, or maybe they're not inspiring, are they really? No, they're not inspiring. But you know, give you an idea. Something to work off. You know, it's I really enjoyed this one. I didn't enjoy it at first. I was kind of, oh, I don't know. I did think that eyeball there, that big. Do you know the lanternfish? Have you ever heard of a lanternfish? It's the most ugliest thing I've ever seen. It really is. It's a hideous looking fish. Anyway, it's got this light in it on the end of a tentacle kind of thing. It's like something I would make up, to be honest. Well, actually, I don't think I can make up something so grotesque. Anyway, that's where the idea of the eyeball came from. And I did toy with the idea of changing the eyeball into a mermaid made out of seaweed and bits of, you know, flotsam and jetsam. And I kind of didn't go with that. I just left it as an eyeball. So yeah. Of course, he's a little bit too small, isn't he, for a Kraken, I suppose. But then Seamus is a long way forward and he's a long way back, so it was good fun, this one. Oh, did you notice in the top left-hand corner there's a side shot of me drawing a, you know, I don't know if you want to see that kind of thing. Let me know if you think it's, you know, something that you think, oh, that's good, Chris, you know, that's interesting. I can see you working, see your fat gut, and Or, what the heck do we want to see you for? Stop being on the screen, you ugly git. You never know. I'm just trying different things, you know, just to try and vary the experience. Anyway, we got 117 subscribers now, you know. 117. It's gone up a bit. Yeah. My friend Kieran Siemens, he's got over 1,000 now. He's doing really well. He's doing really, really well. Have you seen Bill Baconstuff's new video with the meat monster? Well, it's not a meat monster. He does these bead bots, and he's got what he calls a meat bot, and it's made, you know, it's like just lumps of meat with machinery stuck to it. Makes this little model. Absolutely, he's really, really come on. Yeah, it makes you sick. He's got better and better. There you go. Look, you see the white pen. That's one of the Chinese ones I bought from Temu. Don't bother, guys. Please don't bother buying them. They're not very good. The ink is lousy. The Posca pen is much better. Yeah, they're all right. They're okay, but they don't cover very well. But yeah, it was worth a try, I think. But yeah. But they're good for, like, you know, blacking out, rubbing out a little bit of ink if you've made a mistake or something. Cross hatching now. Now, remembering from last time, the last drawing. Do you remember that? Don't put any cross hatching on the character in the foreground, or you could do it vice versa. But yeah, again, I've put all the cross hatching on the Kraken behind, and nothing on Seamus, apart from the bit on his head. I put a bit of shading on there, and I shouldn't have done that. So you'll, yeah, it's coming on. He's getting there, isn't he? Anyway, what's your favourite Walt Disney cartoon from the past? None of the new utter rubbish that they're spewing out now. They're like, you know, movie diarrhea, aren't they, at the moment? They're just throwing out anything and everything just to make money. That's all it is. Whereas years ago it used to be a skill-driven campaign to do art. You could tell it was. Yeah, you know, back then though, well, they still do the musicals, don't they? You know, do you remember when? What was it? Sleeping Beauty? No, it wasn't Sleeping Beauty. You melon. What was it called? Beauty and the Beast. Oh my good grief! If there wasn't one song in that, there was about 5 million. Every couple of seconds there was a begging song. Anyway, before then though, when I was young, there was a film that came out, and it was called The Black Cauldron, and I went to see that in the pictures with my cousin, and was that absolutely amazing. It was incredible. That's my favourite one, The Black Cauldron. Don't know if you've seen it, but they've released it. It's on DVD now. I bought it on DVD. I don't think you can buy it on Blu-ray, or I can't get it here. Anyway, originally years ago, about 20 odd years ago, I bought it on video cassette. Do you remember those horrible things? And they did what they used to call pan and scan. Do you remember? I don't know if you know what that is. Anyway, it was, instead of its original format of widescreen, possibly 16.9 or something like that, they used to do this 4.3 format, and it would literally zoom into the movie, into the original negative, you know, original film, which made everything look all grainy, and I remember buying it, you know, and I'm thinking, I don't remember this looking so rubbish. Is it just me? Have I grown up or something? You know, and you know, when you're kids, you remember things better than they actually were sometimes. Anyway, I got this on video. It was awful. What an awful. I don't know. It just looked absolutely terrible. I thought I'd made a mistake. Anyway, years later now, I bought it on DVD, and it's back in its widescreen format, and there it is in all its glory and its scariness in its full widescreen format, and you can see all the beautiful backgrounds they did in it. I think Tim Burton did some. Did he do animation on that? Anyway, you can kind of tell it had influence on it somewhere. Oh, what a smashing film! I love that. I love that film. But it didn't do very well, did it? It kind of bombed. My cousin and me thought it was the best thing we'd seen. The Black Cauldron. So much so, I bought all the books and read all the books when I was a kid. I thought they were brilliant. But yeah, that was my favourite Walt Disney cartoon from the days of when they used to use art and skill and animators, not now, just generic blinking rubbish. It's all the same characters used over and over again. Oh, that's such cheap nasty looking stuff. Terrible. It's terrible what they've done. Now they got all those Star Wars and everything else. They're kind of ruining that now, aren't they? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not exactly important, is it? Yeah. I haven't got any funny stories to tell you. I haven't got. Yeah, I can't. Oh, actually, there is a story. You know me. I told you the story about me dad hiding in the woodshed after I watched the film Boggy Creek. If you'd seen that video, you might not have done. Anyway, he did it again, years later. Not to me this time. It was to my sister. And she, I don't know how old she was. Can't remember. In her teens. Anyway, we watched for the very first time the film Psycho with Anthony Perkins. And we hadn't seen it before, And we were watching it, and she went to the loo upstairs. And it's quite a confined little space upstairs. It was like a dormer bungalow. Anyway, up she goes, and unbeknownst to me, my dad had followed her up, kind of thing, and then hidden himself in the dark outside the toilet door. Stupid idiot. Anyway, she opens the bathroom door, and he jumps out and goes boo, the way he does. Well, she screamed the place down. She absolutely laid an egg. She went bananas at him for doing it. I'll tell you what, if she'd have had a shovel, she'd have stabbed him with it, I think, instead of hit him with a shovel. Like I did. He was a terror. Absolute terror. Oh, there you go, look, I'm whiting out that bit on his head. Yeah, Psycho. Poor girl, honestly. Mean thing to do. I tell you what, I hate being made to jump, if somebody makes you jump. We'd not long moved into this house 16 years ago now, and there used to be a big hedge. Actually, yeah, it was a big hedge outside the garden. And I'd gone down the bottom. We got a huge garden. I think it's about 60 metres long. Anyway, I was coming up in the dark, and I didn't have a torch, and I was creeping back, and there was this big hedge, and unbeknownst to me, my wife had hidden behind it. And as I was coming around the corner, she jumped out at me and made me scream like a girl. Oh dear, I wish I wouldn't do that so much. Like, why can't I be afraid and go, oh dear, instead of screaming like a woman. Or like a pubescent child. Yeah, that was Rebecca, thank you very much. I don't like being made to jump, frightened. One of the worst ones. I was down in the shed down the bottom of the garden. It wasn't dark. It was in the middle of the day. And my son, Harry, he's got this mask, this rubber mask that goes over your head with white long hair on it. And it's not very nice. It's an ugly thing, But it looks real when you've got it on. You can see it, it really does work well. Anyway, I'm in the shed working away on something. I can't remember what it was. And he just pops his head around the corner with his mask on, doesn't he? Whoa, blinking heck, I nearly fell over with shock. Wondering what the heck it was. I think they've all got it in for me. I really do. I think they're trying to get rid of me. I honestly think they're trying to get me life insurance. Oh, I don't think I'm life insured anymore. No, I can't remember. Anyway, still inking up. It seems to do better if I put a lot of effort in. The videos seem to do a little better and are a little bit more popular if I put some, if I put a lot of time and effort in. Oh, colour now, look. So I'm going to do all these pink fleshy bits. Just touch these in his hands. Do them first, and then work from there backwards. Yep. Oh yeah, I know what he's doing. Do you know what? That's not even a second, was it, for that to flick over that piece of paper? I was there trying to part those two pieces of paper for ages. It's like, come apart, you stupid things. It wouldn't come apart. They were like glued together. The flicking drove me nuts. Anyway, this colouring now of his diving suit, his wetsuit. That's what they call it, isn't it? I did it in a warm grey, which has got a bit of yellow in it, if you notice. That was a mistake. I'll tell you why in a minute. So that he was warm colours. Hopefully it was going the grey. I didn't want to just do, a flat grey, because it would have looked boring. And when I was a kid, if we had a snorkel and mask, my masks were always orange. Was that a thing back then? You see, I did his flippers the same colour as his wetsuit, and I shouldn't have done. I should have done them orange. So I put an orange over them. It looked all right. It looked okay. Yeah, my masks were always orange. So I use a cool grey there. It's got blue in it, not the yellow, on his regulator and the pipes going to his scuba tanks. I have no idea what a scuba tank and all the pipes look like. I just completely and utterly made it up out of my head. There's probably nothing like that. You can, if you get stuck and you think, oh, how do I do that? Google it. That's what I do. Google it, and just, don't sit there guessing and struggling. Get your phone out. Google what does a scuba diver look like underwater, and then go, oh, all right, and then do your own version of it. I had an idea that what they looked like. I don't know if it was right or not. But it doesn't matter. There you go, a bit of shading and shadows now with a bit of blue. I don't know what I was doing with his hand then. But anyway, it looks all right. The bubbles coming from his tank. Or from his regulator, his mouth. Put a couple of fish in there. Thought the fish would be funny. And a crab. Now I want you to notice something about the crab. Tell me, what's missing on the crab? Hello kids. Can you tell me what's missing on the crab? What should a crab have that makes it a crab? It hasn't got any claws, what they called nipper things. I don't know what they call them. Yeah, I forgot to put them on. He's only got legs. See, I should have gone on Google, shouldn't I? Gone crabs. Okay, look at crabs, and there they are with their pincers or whatever you call them. I forgot to put them in. What an aegis. Yes. I went for a brighter yellow for the teeth. I wanted those teeth to stand out. And I'm quite happy with the yellow of those teeth. I know I said that I would do a video about filling those pens back up and how to do it. I do apologise I haven't done it yet. I haven't forgotten. It's just getting the time to do everything. This takes a while to do all these drawings. It's a few hours of drawing, and then it's a few hours of voiceover and editing. And I did in green. I had to do in green. I was happy, but I didn't do it all green. No, I did his underbelly a reddy colour or pink colour. You know, like sharks, like great white sharks, they're all grey on the top, so you can't see them from above, can you? But underneath they're all white. I wonder how they chose that colour scheme. I wonder if they had like a catalogue, you know. Today you're going to be a shark. What kind of clothing would you like to wear? What kind of camouflage would you like to be given for your life as a shark? Would you like the great white belly and black top? Oh, it's not black, is it? It's grey. Yeah. Or would you like a leopard colour pattern? They're all been named after different animals, aren't they? Leopard shark, tiger shark. But the great white is just called a great white. It's because he's got a great white belly. Yeah. Anyway. Pleased with this. Ah, yeah, I give him some bright red lips. I just wanted to make him stand out a little bit more. Add a little bit more red in there. Make it more noticeable. And I do like me little stripy things. It's a bit Dr. Zeus's. Dr. Zeus. You know, he used to use stripes and things like that, didn't he? Not that I never knew of Dr. Zeus until, you know, only a few years ago. Well, not a few years ago, when me kids love him. I never heard of him when I was a kid. But then again, it was a miracle if I had a book when I was a kid. Yeah. So, he's using Posca. Now, I did hold up the other one, the Chinese pen, you know, I went, don't bother. It's not very good. And back to Posca. They are very, very good pens. Got to admit. I bought a few the other day. They were about £3.30, £3.40 each. But they do last quite a long time. You know, for this kind of thing, they last a long time because you're not using a huge amount of them. But yeah, they're great for just adding back in the white and the shiny bits, and just brings everything back to life. There you go, see? Little shots of light above his head. Oh, I will show you in a minute. Because if you've noticed, there's no background. And I did think, shall I put a background in with pen? With coloured pen? I thought, I don't know. I don't want to kind of ruin it, really. Plus, this on its own, with no background, would make a nice t-shirt design. So I kind of want to keep it separate from the background. So that's why I've done this. And I'll do it on the computer in a second. You'll see. I've done it very, very quickly because it's a bit, you know, I don't want to bore you to death. Yeah, I did it on the computer so that you know, the bit of sea in the background. And I had no reference for the sea. I hasten to add. Oh, here we go. Look. Yeah, some of my bubbles were missing. Ooh. Whites of eyes. Yeah, just fixing little bits and pieces. And then I did the sea. So as it goes up, it's lighter. So I did in some splishy, splashy bits and light sources. I was quite happy with the sea. I thought it was alright. It looked okay. But it looks like he's stuck on the surface, doesn't it? It doesn't look like... Oh, I did enjoy the bubbles. I put lots of bubbles in. Then I put a layer of blue, reduced the opacity of the blue, and then just cut out the bits I wanted to stand out. Like Seamus's face, the crab, one of the fish, the eyeball, and the top face of the kraken. And there it is! Thanks ever so much for watching, everybody. You're brilliant. I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, that's on for longer than I thought. Okay. Bye, everybody. See you.
Bye everybody, come again when you've got less time. Hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't, but it was rubbish. Anyway, thanks for watching.